Rob Fraser here. So this video, last week, Frasers Forex Forecast for gold. This was March 22nd through April 5th. So basically, I just threw out my prediction as to what gold was going to do. So first off, if you've just come across this channel, I'm going to start putting out my trade ideas, if you will, over the course of just moving forward here as I'm starting to get more and more into trading Forex. And I'm also putting together a course. Also, that being said, there is no one catch-all, end-all course that's going to help you become a successful trader. It's always going to be learning a couple strategies, mastering them, and then continuously educating yourself about the markets, things like that. So, but what I'm putting together is something that has helped me go from dabbling in the Forex markets to now earning full-time income from the Forex markets. And I'm also getting more back into binary and also still trading crypto as well. So that being said, my prediction, we're just seeing if I was right, talking about gold. I uploaded this video March 22nd, and here it is March 30th. So this right here is the screen. I'm going to make it big. So whenever we decide to load here, this is the gold 4-hour chart. My prediction was that after gold came up here, it was going to bounce off of this area and come back down to here. I quoted that like around 1290-ish estimated. So that being said, this is the chart. This was my prediction, was that gold was going to go back down. Let's see if I was right. Would I be doing this video if I was right? Not necessarily. If I was wrong, I'd be doing this video any which way. So, that being said, bam! This right here is the chart. This is actually, I'm going to go back to the 4-hour chart here just so you can see what has happened. And you can see this right here, video did 5 days ago. I said gold was going to come back down. What did gold do? Bam! Gold came back down. And in fact, it went down a little bit lower, because I said 1290-ish, and then it eventually got down to like a 1280 something or other. My theory was that it was going to happen within the next 5 to 10 trading days, if you will. It did end up happening a lot quicker than I expected. I didn't quite expect it to dump so hard, but I knew it was gonna go back down eventually. So you put your sell orders in place, and there you go. And with something like this, where would an entry point be? Like, where exactly would you place a trade? So me looking at this chart, the reason I thought gold was going to come back down was before I saw any of this right here. I considered this a head and shoulders pattern. That right there is the one shoulder, that right there is the head, and this right there is the other shoulder. And this little red line is a daily support and resistance level. This little green line is a 4-hour support and resistance level. I cover things like that more in my course, and where you can get more information about that. So I looked at that, I was like, it's kind of a jacked up, wonky looking head and shoulders. And this right here, this green line, which is also a 4-hour support and resistance level. You can see, it having multiple touches there. That line right there, this line right here. And also this trend line. So as you can see, it's coming up. It bounces off the line, bounces off the line, bounces off the line, which is also a 4-hour support and resistance level, but it ultimately breaks that line. It breaks the trend line, and it breaks the 4-hour support and resistance line. Zooming in a little bit more. I'm going to go down to the 1 hour chart so you can see a little bit more detail. This is that same, all of that same stuff we're looking at. When I would have got in this market, this little red candle, it breaks the trend line and it touches this green 4 hour support and resistance level, comes back up and basically retests the trend line, but right here where you see it coming back down, this candle right here, this one right here, hopefully you can see my mouse there, right here, this one right here, as soon as there's a couple things. I would have either put in a sell stop order right there. I cover that in the course, and also I'll show you where to get more information on that. So I don't have to sit here and stare at the charts all day. Or if I am sitting here staring at the charts all day because I got some time, all the planets align perfectly and I get time to sit here and stare at a chart, or if I want to, I would put in my sell order right there and ride it all the way down to ultimately this level right here. More than likely I would have gotten out around this red line, or once I saw this moving average start to kind of go sideways. But that's where I would have entered into that trade. So going back here to the 4 hour chart, what do I think it's going to do? Well, in Forex, what goes up must come down. What goes down must go up eventually. So my theory, again, I said through April 5th, which was, I know it was kind of long, but I didn't anticipate it dumping so fast. But because it did dump so fast, scrolling back out, what do I think gold is going to do? Well, let's just see. Let's just zoom out and look at it. Okay, well, kind of bounced around, coming up, and then it's kind of consolidating, if you will. Let's go to the daily chart and let's see what it looks like here. It went all the way down and it came all the way back up, and it's consolidating. So this right here is a consolidation. This right here is a downtrend. This right here is an uptrend, and it's consolidating. You see where I'm going? So my thinking, my prediction, and also because it did dump so hard, and I'm going to assign a metaphor here, and it doesn't always happen, but 99% of the time, or a lot of the time, it does happen. When you're in a boat and you're doing small little, if you're rocking the boat a little bit, you rock a little bit to the left, it rocks a little bit back towards the right, and vice versa. But if you all of a sudden rock it really hard to the left and the boat doesn't capsize, what's going to happen? It's going to rock back hard to the right to correct itself, if you will. And as violently as it rocked in one direction, it's going to go back in the opposite direction. So my theory, again, I'm not an investment guy, this is just my theory. I'm going to put out another video if I'm wrong, but my theory is that gold is going to go back up. It's going to, quote-unquote, retrace. So it came down, bounced off this line, and my theory is that it's going to come back up and bounce off this top line again. That is my theory. And it may take the next week or so, but odds are when the market opens Sunday, today is what, the 30th, so when the market opens tomorrow at around 2 p.m., so the Australia folks get the jump on us. Once the market opens up, my prediction is that gold is going to be on its way back up to bounce off this line right here. And ultimately, we're just going to kind of hang out in this area. What I would be looking for is whenever gold bounces off this area or starts to break through this area to the top or to the bottom, then it's going to it's going to do a major uptrend or major downtrend. Now, obviously, I'm leaving that open, but again, my short-term prediction, gold is just going to come right back up here, and we're just going to kind of play around in this area. It's always a little psychology that goes into it. It's always the greater fool theory that goes into it. You know, once everyone innately knows, once something is low, it's time to buy, and when it gets a little high, uncomfortable, okay, now it's time to start selling. But that's what's going to happen here. That's what's happening on a grander scheme. It's just like we're just going to consolidate for a little bit, and what I would be looking for is when gold bounces off the top here, if it stops here or if it keeps on going through. I do not see it going through, to be honest. I think gold is just simply going to consolidate here for a little while. After it comes back up and hits, it's going to come back down and kind of play around here. Odds are, after it comes back up here and hits, my ultimate prediction is going to come back down here. It's going to break the lower support level, and it's going to come back around to 1280, 1270, 1260, you know, maybe even down to, I wouldn't say 1220, 1230, but it's not going to consolidate at this high of a level for long. So that being said, wrapping this video up, questions, comments, concerns, leave them below. If you think I'm an absolute idiot, leave it below. But I do make full-time income doing this, and I was right the last time, and I was right a few other times as well. So that being said, also putting together a course. It's going to be put together soon. If you have any questions, reach out to me, and I'll get your questions answered. I might put together a waiting list, or I may just open it up for folks and just keep adding content as I go. Any which ways, wrapping this video up. Name's Fraser. We'll see you in